Hello and welcome back to the Everton Extra YouTube channel. My name's Luke. I'm going to go through another week of transfer rumours. We've got quite a few to get through this week, so a bit of a longer video. But starting straight off the bat, Marca, the Spanish sports newspaper, have reported that Everton's top priority this summer is getting James Rodriguez to extend his contract with us. Obviously, it expires next summer because he signed a 2-year contract with us last year. With an option of an extra 12 months, which Everton can trigger. Marca didn't specify whether this extension was triggering the 12 months or even more beyond that. I think the way Marcel Brands has often orchestrated contracts and transfers, he's not going to take a risk with James of extending it beyond the 12-month clause. I think he'll trigger the 12-month clause this summer, which is fantastic. But beyond that, I think with his injuries and everything, James, you can't assume that James is going to be fit or capable. I mean, he is turning 30 this July, I believe. I'm not saying he's old, he definitely isn't, and we all know the talent, and he doesn't need to be the fittest guy on the pitch to provide an impact on a game. We've seen that multiple times. But I think it's going to be a 12-month trigger probably, and it's coming from quite a reliable source in Marca, so that is good. The Liverpool Echo, of course, have done another report, which is a bit of an odd one. Philip Coutinho is being linked with Everton, and there's rumours possibly that Everton have already bid around 35 to 40 million. I think it varies from different reports how much we may have bid for him. But my personal opinion, I can't see this happening. I think obviously there's a big list of players who have played for Everton and Liverpool in the last however many years, but would Philip Coutinho betray Liverpool fans and come to us straight after Barcelona? I mean, he moved there in a 105 million transfer, and he stayed at Liverpool for a long time. He could have moved a lot earlier than that. I personally can't see it happening, but on the flip side, I personally didn't believe James Rodriguez was going to come to Everton a year ago. It's a bit of a... who knows? It could happen. It might not happen. We're just going to have to see how that one unfolds, but definitely worth keeping an eye on. And if you just take the player, take away his loyalties with Liverpool, if you look at the player himself, the impact that he has in games when he's on form is fantastic, and he would be a worthy asset if we were able to get him. The next one comes from Carlo's recent press conference this week. He was asked a question about Seamus Coleman's future with the club, about a possible future contract, but Carlo basically said that Coleman's contract is like no others, going on to basically elaborate and say that he's going to be with the club for life. It's a lifetime contract. And, I can see that. I can completely believe that. I reported last week that Coleman, he wants to be here within a future capacity at Everton, possibly within a coaching role, but even if it's working with the backroom staff, working with the chairmans, whether it's working within the community, whatever the capacity may be, I think Coleman's going to be with our club for a very long time, beyond just playing. I mean, he's a loyal figure, we all know that, over the last however many years. He's been with the club since joining from Sligo. He's been an asset for the club, and to be honest, he is the identity that we need in that changing room, and just within the club, really. I think, it's very interesting that Carlo said that, but it's a bit of positive news anyway. Liverpool Echo also reported earlier this week, a few days ago now, that Sergio Romero, the Argentinian goalkeeper, still wants to come to Everton after he had a blocked move by United last summer. United obviously blocked that move. He's heading towards the end of his contract. He hadn't received much playing time. But United saw us as apparently as a direct rival, and that's why they didn't want to sell him to us. Now, his contract expires this summer, so if he did move to us, it would be on a free. But the main question that comes out of this is, Olsen, of course, is only on a year-long loan. Would we be looking to possibly get Olsen on a permanent deal? I think it's very much in the works. I think it's very much being talked about, whether that's from media outlets, fans, the club itself. I think, obviously, Olsen's experience has been fantastic on the football field, but obviously he's had, a number of problems outside of football with his family and house being burgled. But I don't know, it's going to be all down to Olsen on that one. But in terms of Romero over him, I can't see that happening. Olsen's been here, he's proven himself, he's put in some solid performances this season when he's been called upon, which is exactly what we need from the backup. So I can't see it happening. I would personally rather spend the money on getting Olsen permanently or doing a swap deal possibly with Roma. Who knows? I just think that Olsen is a better alternative to Romero. I probably would have had a different opinion last year when Romero was playing a little bit, but Romero's gone a whole year without playing. I don't think it's not a worthy transfer. I can't see the benefits, even if it is for a free. But again, this is another one. Let's see what happens. And then finally, he seems to come up every single week, and I think he's going to keep on coming up until we hopefully sign him. Max Aarons, constantly being linked with us. The latest update is Daniel Farke, the Norwich manager, was asked about Everton negotiating for him. He came out and said that Everton aren't in any negotiations with Norwich. He basically said there's no advanced negotiations, and that was it. He shut that question down very quickly, which I think you can interpret that one of two ways. It's either Everton are, but he has no business with the backroom dealings, or maybe Everton really aren't, and all of this is blown over by rumours. I don't think so. I think we are definitely in with Max Aarons. I think there are negotiations. Daniel Farke's intention there would be the same as the club of Norwich. They want to probably bunk up the price. They don't want to dissuade any possible clubs coming in apart from Everton. I think a lot of clubs really want Max Aarons. He's been nominated for the EFL Young Player of the Season, which is no surprise there. I mean, if you saw his goal the other day, absolutely fantastic. But obviously Norwich are trying to increase the price. They're trying to increase the demand for him. But I think Everton are still very much in negotiations with him. And as I said, the rumours are constantly coming out with that. It's new reports almost every single day. So, and again, like, it's another one just to keep your eye on. But I can see Max Aarons being an Everton player in the future, hopefully. That's all for this week. That's all of our transfer rumours. Let me know down in the comments about the Romero situation. Would you take Romero over Olsen? Would you take Olsen over Romero? Which one tickles your fancy, I guess? Max Aarons, do we think he's going to be an Everton player? I mean, like I said, what Daniel Farke's comments have been, it's hard to interpret what he truly means, but can Max Aarons be an Everton player? Can he be an effective Everton player? And more importantly, can he come in and replace Coleman and be better than Coleman in his prime? We're yet to see. But once again, thank you for tuning in to Everton Extra TV, and I will speak to you all soon.